And sorry, the last video got cut short, so just to show that was taking away 4, or root 3x taking away 4 on there. Okay, so the next bit, this is a much more standard type of question. So by standard, I mean compared to these ones. They were one kind of skill. Now what we're doing is throwing all the skills in together. And very helpful they've given us a diagram. It looks quite complicated actually, but it really isn't. So we just take our time and we're going to go through these. And again, I put two side by side just to show you altitude, altitude, median, median, points of intersection. A very, very common question. So we'll take our time on this and we'll just talk through the strategy on this one. So first question then, zoom in. Find the equation of the altitude through C. So there's C, I'm going through C, and you'll notice the altitude there makes a 90-degree angle. So again, very helpful. That's the part that people might have got confused about. They'd say, wait a minute, what's the altitude again? They've actually shown you that. It's not the midpoint, midpoint's over there somewhere. So very, very helpful. So we're going to say that we've got a point, a gradient, and we've got an equation. Y minus B. The point we've got, we know point C is going to be 7, 3. And I don't know any more points on the line, but I do know this line, AB, is perpendicular to the altitude. So I'm going to work out the gradient AB and then do 1 over. Okay. So I'm just going to write down my points for AB. So that's, in fact, I won't do that. I'm going to just call them X1 and Y1, X2 and Y2. I'm just going to go straight to M equals, in fact, I'm going to be even better. And I'm going to say that MAB equals, just to remind me, okay, because I might get to the end and forget. That's my C. So MAB is equal to -4, take away -1, divided by 2, take away -1. Y2, take away Y1, divided by X2, take away X1. Fantastic. So now I can just go down for a bit. So that's -4 plus 1, so that's -3. Add 1 is 3, so it's a gradient of -1. -3 divided by 1. Okay, so that means that M perpendicular is going to be equal to +1. So I don't have to flip it. 1 over 1 is still just 1, but I've changed the sign. Very good. And substitute in. Y take away, just write B. Y take away B is equal to M x minus A. So Y is equal to X, take away 7, and I'll add the 3 just now. So Y is equal to X, take away 4. So that's me got my first part, the altitude through C. And it would be the same on this one again. If you look, they've shown you the right angle, you work out AB, get your perpendicular line. Don't forget, this only is for altitude, you wouldn't do this for a median. And that's why it's quite good writing AB, just to remind you at the end, right, I've worked out AB, I need to flip it. Okay. Find the equation of the median through B. So very, very helpful. They've drawn your line. You see here the median is going to cross the midpoint between AC. I'm just going to write down AC as -1, -1. And C is 7 and 3. So what is that midpoint in there then? Add the x's together for 6, divided by 2 is 6 divided by 2 is 3. Add the y's together, -2, divided by 2 for -1. And let's just do a quick sense check. The x's are going up by 4 and 4. That was good. -1, -3. That doesn't look good. What have I done? Oh, it's +1. It should be +1. Sorry, 3 take away 1 is 2. There we go. So that's add 2, add 2. There we go. Oh, sense check in action. Fantastic. And B is 2, -4. So I think I'll actually just do it over here on the side. I'll just move this along. It lets me, yeah. Okay. So I'll do PGE. So my points this time are going to be 3 and 1 and 2 and -4. So the gradient will be -4 take away 1, 2 take away 3. So that's -5 over -1. So I've got a gradient of 5. And again, you could say that that's Yeah, I'm being quite lazy actually, sorry, I'm kind of rushing a little bit, but that's the gradient of BM, isn't it? Or this is my M. So I don't need to flip this at the end because that's the gradient of the line I'm actually interested in. And I'm using the point M and the point E. Sorry, I'm being a wee bit lazy. Been a long day, been a long day. So Y take away B, mx minus A, substituting. That's right, I'll use this so there's no negatives. A, B, Y, take away 1, x, take away 3, y is equal to 5x, take away 15, and then I'll just add the 1 on, 5x, take away 40. So that's my two equations, the altitude and the median. So before, the first series we did, it was just asking for 1, now it's asking for 2, and then they love to ask, determine the point of intersection. And all that is simultaneous equations. The point of intersection, what was part C, that was part A. So I've got y is equal to 5x take away 14. And if you don't have any equations, make some up and do this because you'll still get your 2 marks. And that's x take away 4. So the best thing to do is to make them equal to each other. So I'll put this in here effectively. So I've got 5x take away 14 is equal to x take away 4. So get your x's to one side and get your numbers to the other. So I'll add 14 on, so that's going to give me 10. So x is equal to 10 over 4, which is the same as divided by 2, 5 over 2. Then all I have to do is substitute in. So I'll use my easy equation. I'll say y is 5 halves, take away 4. How many halves have I got in 4? It's going to be 8 halves. So 5 take away 8 is going to be negative 3 over 2. So the last bit, or when you look at this to begin with, you might think it's quite a horrible looking question. Big triangles and lots of lines, but it's skills that you've been doing for a long time, especially, let me move this, your simultaneous equations. That's very, in that sense, let me move this down here. Been doing that since your National 5. See down here. And the median and altitude, that's kind of at the core of this topic as well. So nothing particularly difficult. Turn this over a bit. Idiot, I'm working for you. But I'm struggling badly. No, so there's A and there's B. Just put this kind of in the middle. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I won't. 7 and 3. Let me pause this bit there. Ta-da, slightly tidier. Okay, so working out altitude, working out median, putting them equal to each other and solving. You can put that as a decimal if you want as well, that's totally fine. So I was going to go through this other question, but there really is nothing different to it. The only thing they've not done here is actually drawn in the second line for you. So if I find the equation, find the equation of the median from B. Well, there's your B. So your median, maybe going to do, that's what, actually your median is going to cut over. Getting a bit more, isn't it? But I'll draw the midpoint out. Right. There we go. And your intersection would be in here. So it's exactly the same as before, but they've not helped you out with your drawing. So remember your altitudes are at 90 degrees and your medians go the middle. Okay, and I would just take my time to work out the midpoint. Like I said before, if you just write out the coordinates, you're looking for that little pattern at the end just to check you've done it right. If I add these two together, do the x's together, divide by 2, I'm going to get 8, and then divide that by 2 for 4, and then same again, 10 divided by 2 is going to give me 5. So what's happening? It's going up by 9, it's going up by 9, it's going down by 2, it's going down by 2, just to find a little pattern. And then we're on to PGE. So that's your classic question. If you're going to practice anything, you want to be getting this nailed and also one of these as well. Okay. The last set, we'll just do the problem solving.